Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Today I'm back at Manor Park Classics. I've been meaning to come back for a while and just haven't been able to make it. So this is their classic car auction. It's happening tomorrow. You can probably hear in the background the auctioneer. They've got a motorcycle auction today. So we're going to wander around. They've got some cars outside as well, show you some of my favourites, have a look at their condition, tell you a bit about them, and of course see what they sold for at the auction. Jaguar XJS that I think is really good value here. It's a 1993, 4 litre, so the 6-cylinder obviously. It's been owned for 22 years, has got a ton of history, and it's in very good condition. It does have minor paint chips on the bonnet, but in really excellent condition. It's got a ton of history, as I say. Those wheels are perfect, no corrosion. I've just been around checking sills and arches, and it is a really good car, and I reckon this is only 46,000 miles. I reckon that guide price of £9,000 to £11,000 is pretty decent. You can pay pretty much that for a ropey one sometimes. Interior looks really good. I've checked the footwells, which are problematic on these. You know, you get water dripping down and sitting in the footwell and corroding it. It's a really lovely car, this actually. And if you're going to spend 10 grand on an XJS, this is one to do it on. So I was quite surprised with this Jag XJS. It started really slowly in the auction. I didn't think it was going to even make reserve, but it did gather pace and it kept going and it kept going, and eventually it made quite a bit over reserve price, which I wasn't surprised at, to be honest, because it was a really excellent example. So yeah, probably a fair price for it in the end.
At 12,600 is the bid. At 12,600 once, twice, and selling. Telephones way, finished and done at £12,600. At £12,600.
LOTUS ELAN drop head here. This is apparently an almost finished rebuild. So it sounds like it's had everything done except the paintwork. And it's guided at £17,000 to £18,000, which makes it look like reasonably good value. I mean, you know, it is untidy, let's call it, the paintwork. Some people might buy this and just get on with it and use it as is. You know, it's not terrible. Having said that, it's also, you know, not too great. And on the front as well, it certainly needs some work. Yeah, quite big cracks here. Quite a lot of damage around the headlight area. But otherwise, apparently effectively fully rebuilt. I mean, this interior looks really, really good. All the engine work, etc. done. Interesting to see, does someone buy that and use it as it is, or finish it off and do a respray? So this LOTUS ELAN was another real surprise to me, how it just didn't seem to get going at all in the auction. The auctioneer offered a minimum bid of 10,000 to start with, guided at 17 to 19. No one bid 10,000. He reduced it to 8 and it finally got going, but it fell way, way short of the reserve price. I was quite surprised because clearly it needed slight bodywork, rejuvenation, let's call it, and some paint work, but everything else had been done on this car. Yeah, I was amazed it didn't make a bit more than this, to be honest.
At 11,500, are we finished and done here? Last chance in fair warning then at 11,500 once, twice. Finished and done at £11,500. That's your bid online at 11.
Just coming past this Bentley S3 Continental. Amazing cars, these. I absolutely love them. Huge, huge bonnet. And this is 4-door, drop head, just vast. This is guided in the 20s. I suspect, you know, it's got a fairly unknown history, I think, in terms of servicing, etc. It looks in fairly good condition, but I reckon that might still struggle to make in the mid to high 20s like it's guided. I can see, you know, corrosion coming around this arch, for example. I'm not spending time on this one, but I think if you look a bit deeper, this could be one that's going to cost you a bit to own in the near future, I suspect. And a really low mileage Bentley Turbo R. Only 33,000 miles, incredibly low. These are often very high mileage. A beautiful colour, looks in very good condition. I think it's got 15 service stamps or something. Good looking car, guided at 14 to 16,000 pounds, which is a lot for a Turbo R, but you know, find another one that's in such good condition, such low mileage, beautiful paintwork. I can't see any rust spots. You know, these do suffer from corrosion quite badly. Lovely interior as well. Minimal wear. Yeah, lovely car. So an interesting car here. It's a Bentley ARNAGE, obviously a so-called green label. So the earlier car with the BMW 4.4 turbo engine. This one's not in great condition. It's got dings all over it. Yeah, it's generally fairly ropey condition, I would say, all over the bonnet. It needs quite a bit of paint. It's about 70-odd thousand miles, but guided at only 8,000 to 9,000 pounds. I suspect it will need quite a lot spending on it. It's generally just pretty tatty. Unfortunately, when these cars get to this condition, they're often, you know, not repaired because they cost so much. A very interesting interior. I've not seen one in this colour combination, I don't think, before. There's some damage. I'm not sure that'll come out on the leather trim here. And you can see almost undoubtedly, this was a chauffeur-driven car with a female occupant who wore high heel shoes, because that carpet on that side is totally worn. So interesting to see someone either kind of gets this and runs with it as it is. I can't see anyone getting this and actually repairing all the things that need doing. For example, you know, that wing mirror has had it, and how much does that cost to replace on a Bentley? I don't know. The veneer trim inside is not so good. Along the top here, there's some cracking on the center console of the veneer. There's also some rust here. And around this sill, there's some rust down in there as well. Quite a lot of wear on the driver's seat bolster. And on the steering wheel. What an interior though. Amazing. Yeah, this has got some cracks on and doesn't open and close properly. So it has quite a lot of issues, this car, but wow, that is a cheap ARNAGE for someone who's willing to take that on. Cool looking Peugeot 304 Cabriolet here. Relatively rare car. I've only ever seen them in this colour. Not sure what other colours they came in. I think these were 1300cc engine. They did a more powerful S version as well. 1973. It's not perfect. Some damage and rust poking through in various areas, but looks overall pretty good condition. And right-hand drive, you know, I think there weren't huge numbers of these made in right-hand drive. A bit of damage around here as well, but for 5,000 to 6,000 pounds, it's quite a interesting old classic. This owned for well over 20 years and had quite a bit spent on it recently, just recommissioning it. So here's a DB9, which is a potential bargain if you're feeling brave. Oyster silver, only 4 owners and only 46,000 miles. Some imperfections around the front. But the main issue with this one is it's been off the road for a while. There's some kind of scuff there. It's been off the road for a while and comes with pretty much no paperwork. So it's been recently recommissioned at the cost of £4,000, which there is paperwork for, but nothing previous. Now, apparently the auction house has found an advert from this car about 6 years ago where it states it's got 14 service stamps. So highly likely this has been fairly well looked after, but it's one of those, do you feel brave? It's in pretty good condition. doesn't seem to have the corrosion issues, but there are some areas of imperfection, in particular around this mirror, where they do tend to go quite badly, these DB9s. I think someone's done something to try and rectify that. Yeah, the paintwork's not brilliant, but 10 to 12,000 pounds for a DB9. How brave do you feel? Wheels look pretty good. I think these must have been recently refurbished. Those discs aren't too worn. It's got the, I think they call this, is it iron ore or red leather interior? Can't see in there. The headlining looks to have survived pretty well, but I can see the wood is quite faded on the dash. Sorry, I can't get in any of these cars out here. So yeah, that's one for me to mull over. So I was speaking to the auction house about this Aston Martin. They had loads of interest in it. I'm not surprised because the guide price was really low. It looked in pretty good condition. I Googled this car and found that the previous advert had loads of history with it. So I'm sure you could probably go and dig that out at some point. It had been off the road for a while, but that's still a very, very cheap DB9. I have seen them sell below £12,000, but they've been pretty tatty. This one looked fairly good, all things considered. So it did go significantly above the guide price, and I really wasn't that surprised, to be honest.
At £13,200, we are bid now at 13.2. Finished and done here at 13,002. Once, twice, hammers up and selling now at £13,200. So
a high mileage 190E here, 2 litre auto. It's got some interesting gold trim on it. And the paintwork's pretty average, to be honest. This bonnet, as you can see, all kinds of, well, maybe you can't see scratches and stains. Looks like it's been parked under trees that have dropped stuff on it. Stone chips and that bumper's obviously not looking so good. And as I say, very high mileage. This has 22 service stamps. So it's been very well looked after. And if you don't mind a few aesthetic issues, then this could be a fairly decent buy. The cars are all locked out here, but it looks pretty good in there actually, and it's got an interesting wooden steering wheel which you might be able to see. And then onto this Daimler, this is a Daimler. It's a 4.2 long wheelbase. So I think this is 1978. It's a Series 2. Some minor paint issues there. Owned for about 30 years, 33 years. Beautiful looking, and I love the colour. Apparently resprayed at some point. Looks reasonably good, but there's clearly some issues here. The mileage is unclear. I don't know if you can see that on camera, the rust coming through. And also rust along the top of this windscreen, you can see starting to come through all along there. Mileage is unclear because it's had a speedo replacement. Sills and arches don't look so bad. I do like it though. The interior is very well worn, but looks okay. So interesting to see if someone's brave on this one. I think a bit of an unknown quantity how bad that rust might be all around the windscreen. But 5,000 to 6,000, maybe someone will take a risk. Mark II Jaguar here, 3.4, and it's guided at 6,500 to 7,500 pounds, but it's not the best condition. As you can see, quite a lot of rust on the chrome work at the front, and just generally a little bit worn, untidy. Some rust coming along the arches, but the major bits seem to be the bottom of the doors here. All along, so that's I think some pretty set-in rust along there, which is a shame. Nice blue interior, quite a lot of patina in there, and kind of like, a bit like a mouse has been added in there, unfortunately. So yeah, real shame. I mean, when these get into this state of repair, they're just not worth very much. I mean, I struggle to see this making 6 or 7 grand, to be honest. Quattraporte here, always amazed how cheap these are. Some pretty clouded headlights. It's about 80,000 miles, guided at only £5,000 to £6,000. I mean, just amazing what they, considering what they cost new. 20-inch alloys, 4.2 litre V8. Of course, they did one with the 4.7 as well. Ferrari shared platform, this engine. They sound epic. 6-speed, is it a ZF? Paddle shift gearbox in these. Interior looks absolutely lovely, actually. Kind of tan leather interior. Paintwork looks like it could do with a really good polish. It's quite dull, quite a few scratches, but one for the brave, these second-hand. So a really interesting day at Manor Park as usual. Great selection of cars. And I think some real bargains, or at least on the face of it, some real bargains. I mean, I still think that Aston Martin DB9 was a good buy, despite having no paperwork with it, really. I'm fairly confident that you could dig out the paperwork for that, so good buy there, I think. The 190E, obviously not in brilliant condition, very high mileage, but, you know, a couple of grand. Still a cheap buy. Quattraporte for 5 grand, well, they're high risk, but what a lot of car and a great sounding engine for 5 grand. Very surprised the Lotus ELAN didn't sell. The XJS was an excellent example, and not surprised that made over reserve. Bentley ARNAGE for under 10 grand. It sounds very cheap, doesn't it, for an ARNAGE? It was the BMW engine, so slightly less desirable, but also, you know, quite a few things wrong with it, and fine if you get it for that and just want to drive it around, that's great. But if you did want to fix those things, it's going to end up being quite an expensive car. And unfortunately, you know, a couple of older Bentleys that just didn't sell. Anyway, really interesting. Still definitely some bargains out there. And as always, really interesting cars. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.